Today we are looking at three of the most recent smartphones released by Verizon Wireless in the final quarter of 2009. The HTC Imagio, HTC DROID ERIS, and the Motorola DROID. Both the HTC Imagio and DROID ERIS have sleek lines and are constructed out of black plastic throughout with a soft touch coating, while the Motorola DROID has a squarer look to it and is mostly constructed out of metal, which feels more durable and has a heavier weight to it. The Motorola DROID has the largest display out of the bunch, measuring 3.7 inches and with a resolution of 480 by 854 and with 16 million color support. The Imagio's display is slightly smaller at 3.6 inches, but the DROID ERIS is only 3.2 inches with 320 by 480 resolution. Both the HTC DROID ERIS and Motorola DROID use capacitive touchscreens, which are quite sensitive to the touch and very accurate, while the HTC Imagio uses resistive touchscreen, which requires more pressure to get a response. One of the main differences between the devices is the operating system that is used. The Imagio runs on the most current Windows Mobile 6.5 Professional platform, but also features HTC's TouchFlow 3D user interface, which makes using the device less complicated and simplifies tasks. You have tabs across the bottom for the home screen, favorites, messaging, email, web browser, music, calendar, photos and videos, weather, stocks, and settings. The HTC DROID ERIS uses the Android 1.5 OS, but comes with SenseUI, which is somewhat similar to the TouchFlow 3D interface. You have a total of 7 home screens that you can swipe through. There are also lots of customizations, such as wallpapers, a wide variety of widgets, as well as different scenes. The Motorola DROID is the only smartphone currently available to use the new Android 2.0 operating system, but there are no add-on interface layers, such as Moto Blur, which means it is stock Android. You have a total of 3 home screens, which you can populate with links to programs, contacts, and widgets, as well as selecting a wide variety of wallpapers for the background. Adding a contact is primarily done by saving them directly to the phone, but each device does allow for some syncing. With the HTC Imagio, you are limited to syncing contacts from Outlook or an Exchange server, while the DROID ERIS can also sync contacts from your Google account. This is also true on the Motorola DROID, but it adds syncing of Facebook contacts as well. There are also differences between the calendars, but they all basically do the same thing. They start off by showing the current month with the day selected, where you can add events to any day that you wish. On the Imagio, you can sync updates with the phone's calendar with events from Outlook on your PC, while the HTC DROID ERIS and Motorola DROID, you can update the calendar directly from your online Google account, which is quite convenient. All 3 devices support social networking, but to a different extent. On the Imagio, you can only link saved contacts to their Facebook profile and then open them up in the web browser or Facebook app. On the HTC DROID ERIS and Motorola DROID, you can directly import your Facebook and Google Talk friends directly into your contacts list, where you can access them directly or in their specific applications. Messaging is supported by all of them, with the ability to send and receive SMS and MMS messages, as well as emails via POP, IMAP, and Exchange servers, but only the 2 Android devices come with Gmail included. You have your standard on-screen virtual keyboard with each device, though we found the size of the buttons to be the largest on the Motorola DROID. Not only that, but the Droid is the only device with a physical QWERTY keyboard which slides out from under the display. Unfortunately, the buttons on it are kind of small and feel cramped, especially if you have larger hands, but it's nice to have the option of using it. Even though the Imagio uses the Opera web browser and the other two use the WebKit Android-based browser, pages are rendered nearly identical between them. The important thing here is that both the Droid and the Imagio have high resolution screens, which makes text and images clearer and easier to read when zoomed out. The Droid ERIS is a bit pixelated, so you have to zoom in often, but the pinch zooming is rather cool and is currently only supported by the browser on this device. Each one of these smartphones come with a 5-megapixel camera. The HTC Imagio takes generally sharp images outside, while the Droid ERIS is not as sharp, but with both the colors are a bit oversaturated and bright areas are overexposed. The Motorola Droid does somewhat better, as images have finer detail and also exhibit more accurate colors and are not overexposed. Unfortunately, all of them go downhill when taking pictures indoors and under low light conditions, as a lot of grain will be shown, but the Droid does come equipped with an LED flash. Both the HTC Droid ERIS and Motorola Droid can download a wide variety of applications from the Android market, while the HTC Imagio uses the Windows Mobile Marketplace. One of our favorite applications on the Motorola Droid is the Google Maps navigational program, which shows turn-by-turn driving directions and audio prompts. It works rather well and is a great alternative to VZ Navigator, since it is free and doesn't incur a monthly fee. Opening applications and switching between them is the fastest on the Motorola Droid, partly due to the 550 MHz processor and since there's no layered interface. The HTC Imagio and Droid ERIS are a bit slower opening apps since the processor isn't as fast and it has to deal with the extra interface layers. Call quality is about equal on all three smartphones. The voices did sound somewhat better on our end with the Motorola Droid, as it lacks the background hiss that we could hear in the earpiece speaker on the HTC Imagio and Droid ERIS. We're also able to get almost 7 hours of continuous talk time on the Droid with a full battery, while the Imagio was only able to get 5.5 hours and the Droid ERIS only achieved 3.5 hours of talk time. Regardless, under normal mixed usage, including talk, web, email, messaging, and other tasks, you'll have to charge each device by the time you're hitting to bed. Since all three smartphones are the newest and have a wide variety of features, there is no true winner here, as different types of consumers will gravitate to the device that closely matches their needs. The HTC Imagio is geared more to the business professional that is familiar with the Windows Mobile environment and needs a powerful smartphone for use with their job. The Motorola Droid is more for the advanced consumer who has used smartphones in the past but wants a device for more personal use. Finally, the HTC Droid ERIS is closely matched for the novice smartphone user or for someone who wants ease of use and extra customizations. You can view our full in-depth review comparison of these smartphones on phonearena.com.